First there was dub in style, then came dub in Zion, and now Zion I Kings, the collective of 3 super roots reggae producers, has just released Digital Ancient Dubs Volume 3 in the dub series. Digital Ancient Dub is exhibit A of why I think Zion I King is innovative and has the gold standard sound in modern roots reggae music. Hello everyone, I'm Gideon St.Helen. Welcome to another episode of Irie Roots Reggae Reviews. This video will be slightly different from the regular format in that I'm not really reviewing this album of reggae dubs per se. Instead, I will use this album of reggae dubs to illustrate and highlight some of the features of the Zion I King sound that I personally find appealing and what sets them apart from a lot of other roots reggae producers or reggae producers on a whole. First, who's Zion I Kings? As I mentioned in the video review of Akibeka's Nurtured Frequency, Zion I Kings is a collaborative trinity of producers who are by themselves accomplished and talented producers, musicians, sound engineers, mixers. They are David Jadi Goldfine of Zion High Production, Lauren T.P. Alfred of iGrade, and Andrew Moonbane of Lester Kings Production, hence the Zion I Kings. Their talents, their expertise, their styles, they're all complementary, and this has allowed for creation of a unique, innovative and powerful sound in modern roots reggae music. You can hear the work of Zion I Kings on, or just the 3 entities on different albums from Glen Washington to Midnight, Akibeka, to Pressure Busspipe or Pressure, to Jordan Blackamore, Luton Fire on the album Music Never Dies, which is one of my favorite reggae albums, period. And Archangel, the Through the Fire, one of the rawest sounds that you'll get in modern roots reggae music or in roots reggae music. Archangel, Through the Fire. I love this album. Now, what are reggae dubs? To those who don't know, reggae dubs are not just the instrumental version of songs or songs without vocals. These are not reggae dubs. Reggae dubs entail the stripping of the vocals from the reggae tune, and then importantly they accentuate the drum and the bass, what is called the rhythm. The drum and the bass, they form the foundation of the dub. Added to the rhythm are echoes and delays or heavy reverb. Sometimes you have the dubbing of the vocals from the original track, but often the vocals is manipulated with echoes or delays. Sometimes you have the song oscillating from the left and the right, so it's panning left to right, and it gives you the sense of this like you're suspended in space. Some dubs also include instrumental solos and melodies, as we will see in Digital Ancient Dub. The pioneers of dub music were Osborne King Tubby Ruddock, Lee Scratch Perry, Errol Thompson, Mad Professor, and so many others. So now let's talk about Digital Ancient Dubs. Digital Ancient Dub is a solid album from top to bottom. If I had to score it, I'd give it a high 8 or a 9. I initially thought Queen of Dub Forest and Shaman Dub were not as cleanly done as the others and were less appealing to me. I think the synth part on Shaman Dub was too prominent. I love the bass line, however, on Shaman Dub. I thought it was bouncy and interesting. So both tunes have really grown on me. I still skip them over to get to System Dub, which I think is a masterpiece. What is the Zion I King sound? So I'll give you the elements of what I think makes the Zion I King sound exceptional and one of my favorites, period, in terms of roots reggae music. This album of dubs with the vocals stripped back allows you to feel the soul of the sound. The first thing that I want to point out is that the sound of Zion I Kings is built primarily with the acoustics of real instruments, which is really necessary for authentic sounding roots reggae music. The Zion I Kings collective comprises of producers who are themselves instrumentalists. Some of the songs do include programmed drum beats, but these are often complementing real instruments. The foundation of roots reggae music consists of the bass and the drum, which forms the rhythm, as I mentioned a while ago. As you listen to roots reggae music produced by Zion I Kings, you'll notice that the sound is drum and bass heavy. Jadi is the bassist, I'm not sure who the drummer is or whether they utilize the same drummer across albums, but the style is pretty consistent if you move from album to album. In addition to the kick, the hi-hat and the snares play unique roles in the sound of Irie Kings. I can tell a Irie Kings tune simply from the drum arrangement, including the hi-hat and the tone and the timing of the snares. The snares are usually struck than tapped. For example, the tap song is what is common in reggae music, and if you listen to Black Dub, you'll hear the tapping song where you just tap the drumstick on the snare, on the rim of the snare. But if the Irie King song, as I listen to a lot of the songs, it's usually struck, the snare is struck. So you have a different texture in terms of the snare. Importantly, the snares are often slightly offbeat, just really by a hair, really slight. And the slight offbeat gives you the feeling of expectancy because you're expecting the sound of the snare, but it's slightly delayed. And I think this is a unique feature of the Irie King sound. So if you listen to King Step Dub and Rutical Dub, these have the driving kick drum. Basically, the kick is on every on and off beat, like this. In Check Me After Dark, Dub in Africa, Smooth Black, Dub Good, the hi-hat, the snare, and the kick combine to give you that driving sound. Now, correct me if I'm wrong, but not too many Irie Kings tunes are one drops, as you hear on Colonization Dub. That's a one drop. One drop is the drumming technique that was popularized by Carlton Barrett of the Wailers. As an example, you think of Bob Marley's One Drop, the song One Drop, Exodus, or Get Up, Stand Up. So these are all one drops. If you're a drummer or producer, drop a couple lines in the comments to educate us on what the one drop technique is and whether you think this is a common feature in Irie King song. To me, I've not really heard it in the sound. In many Irie King songs, the bass guitar is in the pocket, is complementing the drum beat. In other songs, the rhythm is driven by the bass. As an example of the driving bass line, I think of System Dub or even Black Dub, where the bass line is really carrying the rhythm. Some other features of the Irie King song that I personally find appealing. I really like the harmonies of the live horns, as you hear on Dub Good, Dub in Africa, Rutical Dub, the System Dub. You could also check out Midnight's Beautiful Ashes and Right Through albums to hear really excellent horns on these albums. The sound of the melodica, which was brought into dub by Augustus Pablo, is often used in Irie King songs. You could hear the pleasant melodies of the melodica in King Step Dub. Irie used the melodica in Midnight's Ali Selassie I First Time and I Beseech Jah and other tunes. Another feature that I really like about the sound of Irie Kings is the piano and the organ arrangements. A perfect example is Black Dub, which opens with the organ and then you have the piano melodies in between. One of my favorite features of the Irie King sound is the guitar, the rhythm and the lead guitar. As a guitarist, that's my preference. I believe Moon is the guitarist on these albums. Again, if you listen to Black Dub, which is just a really pleasant tune, it's a great illustration of that aspect of the sound. You can hear the guitar skank and then the nylon string guitar, the nylon string leads arrangement. Another cool feature again when it comes to the guitar is the guitar stuck line. And the stuck line is common in reggae music. It's when the lead guitar follows along with the bass, playing exactly what the bass is playing, and it's mainly on the lower notes of the guitar, and then you mute it with your palm. So since the bass line on Irie King's tunes are unique in structure, the guitar stuck lines are also unique. Perfect example, I think, is Smooth Black. The stuck lines accentuate the bass and it adds color to the lows. Finally, the skills, the expertise as sound engineers and mixers allow them to add different post-record textures to the recordings that you could hear clearly on this album, including the heavy reverb, the delays, the echoes. While these modifications are not done to the same extent as it's done in this dub album, they are also incorporated on every album. You could hear the echoes, you could hear the delays, you could hear the reverbs on all of these albums. So the albums are then sealed with exceptional quality of the final mix. So that is one important aspect of the Zion King sound. The quality, the high quality, the superb quality of the final mix. So here you have it. Digital Ancient Dub, a near perfect album of reggae dubs, has allowed me to pinpoint some of the features of the Zion King song that I personally find appealing and likely set them apart from other roots reggae producers. I'd really love to hear your impression of this album of reggae dubs. Please leave a comment, like, share, and until next time, live life Irie and listen to roots.
What kind of mind and force you win? Creativity, travel upon the wind. One dispensation out of our struggles in time when it was Zulu. E-M-I-T-E, T-I-D-E, say tide, E-D-I-D, say edit.